Welcome to Nexa Tunes Insights, the podcast for independent artists and labels who want to stay one step ahead in today's music business. I'm Chris, and as always, I'm joined by a charming co-host. Together, we dive into the trends, challenges, and real stories shaping the industry today. You know what keeps indie musicians up at night? The thought that they could wake up tomorrow and find thousands of their hard-earned Spotify streams have completely vanished without warning.
That's such a terrifying scenario, and it's happening more often than people realize. What exactly triggers these mysterious disappearances?
Well, it all comes down to Spotify's artificial streaming detection system. And here's what's really wild. If they flag more than 90% of a track's streams in a month as artificial, you don't just lose the streams, you get hit with a $10 penalty fee per track.
Hold up. So you're telling me artists are actually getting charged for streams they might not have even known were problematic? That seems incredibly harsh.
Oh, it gets worse. The platform doesn't just remove the streams. It triggers this whole cascade of penalties. Your music gets pulled from recommendation systems, playlists, everything. It's like being sent to algorithmic prison.
And I'm guessing there's no real appeal process either?
That's exactly right. There's no direct way to appeal to Spotify. Your only real point of contact is your distributor, and even they have limited power to help. Some distributors, like DistroKid, basically just point you back to Spotify's policies.
So what's really fascinating to me is how these artificial streams are detected in the first place. What patterns are they looking for?
Well, it's actually pretty sophisticated. They look for things like sudden spikes in streams from unexpected countries, like if you're based in Canada but suddenly get thousands of plays from Kazakhstan, or weird listening patterns, where tracks are either getting played 100% through or skipped immediately.
That makes sense. Real listeners don't behave in such predictable patterns.
And here's where it gets really tricky. A lot of artists are accidentally stepping into dangerous territory through what they think are legitimate promotional services. These companies look totally professional, have great reviews, the whole 9 yards.
You know what's wild about that? Some of these services are actually using real playlists to hide their artificial activity. They're getting incredibly sophisticated.
Exactly. And that's why the first 48 hours after you notice an issue are absolutely crucial. You need to document everything. Screenshots of your dashboard, email notifications, any promotional activities you've been running.
And I imagine you need to immediately stop all promotional activities too, right? Even though that feels completely counterintuitive when your streams are tanking.
Right. You've got to stop everything and start investigating. Look at your streaming patterns, check your playlist placements, examine any spikes in activity. The data usually tells a pretty clear story if you know what to look for.
That must be incredibly stressful for artists who are already operating on tight margins. What's the typical financial impact?
Well, beyond those $10 per track penalties, you're looking at lost royalties, potential distributor fees, and the long-term impact of being excluded from Spotify's algorithm. We've seen cases where artists lost thousands of dollars overnight.
So what's the best way for artists to protect themselves? I mean, besides just avoiding promotion altogether, which isn't really realistic.
The key is building what we call a sustainable streaming strategy. First, you need robust monitoring systems. Set up alerts for unusual patterns, track your playlist placements, keep detailed records of all your promotional activities.
That makes sense. Catch any issues before they become major problems.
And diversification is absolutely crucial. Don't put all your eggs in the Spotify basket. Build direct relationships with fans through email lists, social media, platforms like Bandcamp. Create multiple revenue streams.
You know what's interesting? Some artists have actually told me these violations ended up becoming a wake-up call, forced them to build more sustainable practices.
That's exactly right. And here's something most people don't realize. Many successful artists have faced these exact same challenges. The difference is in how they responded and what they learned from it.
So what's your best advice for artists who are worried about this happening to them?
Focus on building genuine value for your audience. Vet every promotional service thoroughly. Keep detailed records. And most importantly, don't let fear of artificial streaming stop you from promoting your music. Just do it smart. Do it right.
And I'm guessing having a good relationship with your distributor doesn't hurt either.
Oh, that's crucial. Because when issues do come up, your distributor is your only real advocate with Spotify. Some artists are even switching distributors based on how well they handle these situations.
The whole thing really shows how vulnerable artists are to platform policies, doesn't it?
Absolutely right. And that's why the future of music streaming needs to balance fraud prevention with artist protection. The current system catches legitimate artists in its net far too often.
Well, this has been eye-opening. Any final thoughts for artists out there?
Yeah, remember that while artificial streaming violations feel catastrophic in the moment, they don't have to define your career. Build a strong foundation, maintain professional standards, and focus on creating real connections with your audience. That's what sustains a career long term. That's it for today's episode of Nexatunes Insights. Thanks for joining us. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to subscribe and share it with your friends in the industry. You can find more insights, articles, and resources on blog.nexatunes.com. Until next time, stay creative, stay independent.